appreciate him. And the outcome? He feels calmer, more grounded, and more content than ever before. When you begin to prioritize quality over quantity in your relationships, something profound shifts. You start valuing honesty over appearances. You stop forcing connections that no longer nourish your well-being, and you no longer engage in hollow conversations just to fill time or space. Instead, you invest deeply in the relationships that bring real joy, shared wisdom, and emotional closeness, whether that's with family, a few cherished friends, or the deeper bond you've cultivated within yourself. Some may mistake your solitude for withdrawal, but in reality, you simply understand the difference between being surrounded and being truly connected. You no longer need a busy calendar filled with social obligations to feel seen or fulfilled. You've reached a stage where authentic connection matters more than appearances, and that's the mark of someone who has grown wise through experience. You take joy in lifelong learning and self-development. There's a widespread myth that personal growth slows down with age. But the truth: those who embrace solitude often grow more, not less. They remain curious, engaged, and open to new ideas, even more so than they did in earlier years. While some people depend on constant social activity to keep from feeling stagnant, those who are comfortable being alone often find joy in discovering new interests, developing new skills, and expanding their understanding of the world around them. In fact, many wise older adults use their quiet time to dive into enriching activities: reading, journaling, painting, learning an instrument, or even picking up a new language. They don't wait for someone else to entertain or inspire them. They inspire themselves. This kind of intellectual curiosity is a strong sign of lasting wisdom, and it's backed by research. Studies show that older adults who stay mentally active through learning and creative exploration tend to retain sharper cognitive function and a stronger sense of purpose. Take Mabel, 74. After decades of raising children and managing a career, she finally found herself with an abundance of free time. Many expected her to join social groups or clubs, but instead she followed a quieter path. She dove into books about world cultures and spirituality. She picked up sketching. She began writing down her life stories. Alone in her quiet hours, she didn't feel lonely. She felt awakened. Her solitude became a sanctuary for discovery, a place where her sense of wonder returned, stronger than ever. The ability to enjoy learning at any stage of life isn't just a mental benefit, it's a sign that your spirit is still alive with curiosity and hope. The wisest people understand that there's always something new to uncover. A different viewpoint, a skill you've never tried, or a deeper layer of yourself waiting to be revealed. People who avoid solitude often do so out of a need for constant distraction. But those who embrace it know this: being alone isn't a limitation, it's an invitation. Instead of spending energy on shallow interactions, you use it to grow, to stretch your mind, your heart, and your love for life. And that is one of the most powerful signs of wisdom. If you're still here and finding these reflections meaningful, comment number 4 below to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't already, take a moment to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Your support helps us keep sharing thoughtful content that uplifts and inspires. Now let's move to the final point. Thoughts. They keep themselves constantly occupied, fill their calendars with events, and surround themselves with distractions, all to avoid the quiet that solitude brings. But those who welcome solitude in their later years have reached a rare and profound stage of emotional maturity. They are no longer running from themselves. They've made peace with their past, embraced who they are, and now explore their inner world without fear or discomfort. When you can sit alone in stillness without feeling uneasy, it's a sign that you've cultivated a deep level of self-acceptance. You no longer rely on constant stimulation to feel fulfilled. You don't need others to define your worth. Instead, you find richness in silence, clarity in reflection, and strength in your own presence. This kind of emotional grounding is something many never reach. And yet, it's one of the purest forms of wisdom. Take Marvin, for example. At 69, he realized something transformative. In his younger years, he was endlessly social, always at a gathering, constantly in conversation, always on. But in truth, much of his busyness masked a fear of being alone with his thoughts. As he aged, that began to shift. He gave himself permission to step back from the noise, and what he discovered surprised him. He genuinely enjoyed his own company. He began using those quiet moments to reflect on his journey, to honor how far he'd come, and to sit with emotions he had long buried in the rush of life. And from that came a calm he had never known. Feeling content in solitude doesn't mean you avoid people. It means you no longer depend on others for your sense of peace. You've reached a point where silence is not empty, it's full of meaning. Where reflection isn't overwhelming, it's healing. Where each quiet moment becomes a space for growth, awareness, and gratitude. Many people go through life avoiding this kind of honest self-encounter. But those who embrace it, who find stillness within themselves, have touched one of life's most important truths. When you can sit with yourself and feel completely at ease, you've discovered a peace no amount of external activity can give you. Final thoughts. Spending more time alone in your later years is not a sign of isolation. It's a powerful reflection of wisdom. It shows that you've arrived at a place of deep emotional independence, where you value tranquility, seek meaningful relationships, nurture your mind, and accept yourself completely. Others might not always understand your preference for solitude. But you know the truth. Your time alone isn't empty. It's rich. Rich with meaning, reflection, and personal growth. Not everyone arrives at this stage of life with such clarity. Some still chase constant stimulation, afraid of the quiet. But if you have come to appreciate your own presence, if you can sit in stillness and feel full, then you've received one of aging's most precious gifts, the gift of being at peace with who you are. What part of this message resonated most deeply with you? Which of these reflections do you see in your own life? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. We would truly love to hear from you. Let us know one takeaway from today and how you hope to apply it to your own journey. Your voice matters, and your words inspire others too. If you found this video meaningful, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with someone who might benefit from it. Your support helps us continue creating thoughtful content that informs, encourages, and uplifts. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We hope to see you again in the next video.